A forgotten Chattanooga cemetery has turned into a frightening place, and some people are trying to restore it.
Pleasant Garden Cemetery opened in 1891 and closed nearly 80 years later in 1970. Some of the city's most significant African-American men and women are buried there. And Channel 3's Tanisha Cordell walked the grounds with a family member of one of those people. She joins us live now with more. Tanisha.
Well, Cindy, this is not your ordinary cemetery. Pleasant Gardens was once the only exclusively black cemeteries in the entire state of Tennessee. Right now, you're only getting a glimpse of its 22 to 23 acres. And as you can see, I'm surrounded by several thousand graves. We're told more than 1,000 are unmarked. And local historian and principal LaFrederick Thirkill says his great-grandfather is buried in one of them.
After learning that he was buried here, it was almost like he was beckoning me to come and be a part of this and in some way continue his legacy of serving others.
No headstones, no markings. Tree limbs outline this group of graves in Pleasant Garden Cemetery off Shallowford Road. Many are sinking. Some are coming out of the ground. This is one of two places LaFrederick Thirkill says his great-grandfather could be buried. But finding his grave has been impossible.
And then you see that these are graves here.
But in the middle of trees and just brush.
Right.
Thirkill says the people buried here make this place historic. Among them, Chattanooga's first black music teacher, Lula Kennedy, Dr. Thomas William Hagler, one of Chattanooga's first black surgeons, and Lionel Richie's great-grandfather. But these grounds also highlight the city's dark past. Ed Johnson is buried here. He was hung on the Walnut Street Bridge. So are Andrew and Leroy Wright, two of the four Chattanoogans falsely accused of raping two white women in the well-known Scottsboro case.
These people made significant contributions to life, and to allow them to lay in such disarray is disrespectful.
Pleasant Gardens was sold 3 years after it opened. It fell into the hands of many owners who let it go. Volunteers like Thirkill tried to help.
You know, when we first came up, we'd had to wade our way through brush, thick brush. And now, even though it's not fully restored, the condition that it's in now is much, much better than it was when we started in 1999.
Thirkill attempted to make the cemetery a public land trust more than a decade ago so the city could care for it. But the owners wouldn't sign over the property. The cemetery is not registered with the state because it's closed, so it hasn't been inspected. Thirkill takes it on to care for the property, but knows he can't do it alone.
We've got to consciously make sure that the land is not encroached upon, and that more people become aware of it. More people become aware of it. And I think that as we do that, then we can continue to think of ways that we can ensure that the cemetery is preserved.
Now, we have reached out to the owner of the cemetery who lives out of town. We have not heard back. As far as the future of the cemetery, we're told the city plans to include Pleasant Gardens in this year's MLK Day of Service. As far as the legal steps, the state tells us the DA could take up the lack of maintenance issues in court. For now, live in Hamilton County, Tanisha Cordell, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.